watch creation occur in a way that has never occurred before. A love story where everyone awakens as one, where the circuit has been completed, and an even grander creation begins. And this unfoldment on planet Earth is the grandest event which has ever occurred in all of creation. A new reality is here.
Everybody, welcome to the 2/2/2022 Portal Livestream Grand Rising Ascension Gathering. Love you, Betty. Love you, Jana. Grand, you're here already. Grand Rising Telegram and YouTube. And we are here from the First Contact Ground Crew team. Cat and L.
Hello.
Ding! Woohoo! Love you, Krista! How are you guys feeling? How has been your portal so far? Yesterday already, big day with Lunar New Year, new moon, new beginnings. And with this new energy, we jump right into that portal. How has it been for you guys? Definitely lots of grounding and lots of snow.
Grounding? It's hard to ground right now.
I know, we're
There's so
covered.
much snow.
It is still snowing all night, all evening yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a winter wonderland.
I don't know. Just let snow know. I don't really know what's going on. I'm curious what everyone else has going on. What they're experiencing. Because it's just been weird. Portally weird.
Portally weird. Yesterday already. And then we realized that it is Portal today, and it kind of made sense that yesterday felt so weird. Felix says, yes, such intense energy today. I feel shaky. I feel you.
I've been there.
Was there ever an original word, and what was the purpose
What the fuck does that even
of
mean?
former lives? I mean, I don't know shit what the original word was.
What?
Maybe love? I don't know. Well, the purpose of life, and it's beautiful to like dive in when we're talking about portals and portal energies, and you have no clue like what is going on. Our purpose here on Earth and our souls that are here incarnated right now are here to literally ascend. What that means is rise above any thought or frequency of separation, of hate, fear, worry. And we have deep underlying programs in the left side of our brain, which is linear and structural. Just a lot of belief systems and limitations within those fears and worries. Programs that let us react in a certain way rather than, you know, be love and response and compassion, for example. And energies like we have today, portals like we have today, are, for example, days with same numbers, so 2/2, 2nd of February. And the 2 is a big theme in this year. So we're starting off in this month not only with this portal, but also the 22nd. is a portal because of 222. That's a huge one. And the 2 itself is a very feminine number. If you put 2 2s together, you have the heart. So it's a very balanced energy, very surrendered energy to the flow of life. And that is really required from us right now, to dive into the river of life and that organic flow, organic beingness. And that's something I included in a ceremony this morning, organic beingness, because it's just so crazy how much we are in those like thought systems. Like we were so programmed to have certain ways of thinking and finding solutions, that it's really a active setting of intentions to break out of all of those boxes and limitations and jump through the portal.
Okay.
Whee! Love you, Penny. Heather said she woke up ready to go to war with everything and everyone. Oh no, took some moments to connect back to the divine and feel so much better. Love you all. Get him, Heather. I feel that's an energy that came up for us too. Not yesterday, but the day before. That's how I felt. Like I had to like go to war with everything, and it's just a reflection of the war we still have internally. And it's time to lay down those weapons. It's time to stop trying to force anything, trying to put expectations on you, trying to think like you have to fight this ego programming. It's a very gentle and graceful process, a very patient process with lots of compassion and forgiveness, lots of just space to release and embrace those energies. So love you, Heather. You're not alone, especially in the morning. If you feel like it hits you, dive immediately into self-love, whatever you really enjoy. A nice warm shower, for example. It helps me if I have to go outside with the dogs and let them pee, especially in this snow. You're just awake. It shocks out those lower thoughts. And be very gentle with yourself and compassionate. We all have taken on a lot, and if it feels like you're stagnant, you're being thrown back again, just keep pushing, keep holding the vision of light, keep holding the light in your heart.
Please do.
Yay.
Please do. It can be a challenge at moments. I feel that's the biggest test, because what are we really here to do other than ascend? And what does that really mean? Every time I say it, I just see the mountain. We're climbing up a mountain. It's the Ascension mountain, and which is talked about many different cultures, many different philosophies, even religions discuss the mountain. And it's really just that journey into another dimension. Because if you don't realize it, at about 10,000 feet, the weather changes. And so if you are climbing a mountain...
Nature.
Say again.
Nature too, like where
literally,
plants stop growing, and at some point trees stop growing.
Yeah,
the higher you go.
It's true, because there's less oxygen. And so you're capable though of climbing that, and you're capable of still existing, because that's who you are. You are a being that can overcome those obstacles. The tree can't move like that. So you got to be that example of constantly pushing forward, no matter what's coming at you, no matter how you want to go to war with anyone. And that's what's really happening right now, astrologically and energetically, is that we're coming to a point now where our relationships will be highlighted. Because I feel we just moved out of the Venus retrograde, and so that, now that it's gone direct, is going to highlight more of our interactions with people and ourselves. And I really feel that we all have to find that space in ourselves to find compassion and to find forgiveness for ourselves and thus others. Only when you do it first for yourself can you really do it for others. It's a capacity thing. You have to fill up your cup to be able to distribute it to others.
Yeah.
And so big points right now to really focus on the love that you have for yourself and others, and find that balance as we move forward in this 2022 year. And it's all about balance in the physical.
All about those balanced harmonics.
I'm all about those balanced harmonics.
And it's funny because our body literally is a compass to what we have to look into, what we have to reflect on, and what energies are coming through. Simply as that. And it's a new understanding of medicine. It's not a symptom-based healing or, symptom reduction medicine. It is a literally quantum healing. It is coming back to empowerment, solar plexus empowerment, to realizing that God's light and the flame of God is right here in your diamond heart. And we had a very, very beautiful workshop yesterday about the 5D tech and plasma, and it was so fascinating to me because Gabe sounded like this just ascended master, and I know so much wisdom about like how to set intentions, how we can literally create this energy field of healing with help of those plasma generators, for example, or little triskelions, but simply also with our aura and the power of our own energy of love. And that will become possible for each one of us in the moment we really dissolve any doubt, any distrust in ourselves, any sort of victim, like he explained really beautifully how if you enter an environment, and that can even be, the next, like the rest of this year, it just started, so all the rest of the year, don't let the external influence you're capable of influence your environment. Like that was
that's his big thing now.
Big point that I really felt in my heart in that moment. We've become so much victims to all those things happening out there, and truly we are the change, and we're capable to change, and we're so special. You're so special of simply being here. So thank you for incarnating, and no matter how hard it looks like or how intense it gets, you're loved. And we do have some amazing channelings, so many that I don't even know where to start. The angels will guide me. We do have some updates on the 222 portal. 22222. Which I'm gonna just share this part from Astromama, which she has a whole channel which you can like sign up for, get the whole channeling and more readings, I feel. But the free one is only like part of it, which is totally fine. It's still very long, and I'm just gonna start reading as far as guided.
Please do.
All right, February 2022. Movement in progress. Finally, earthly passions around security and accomplishment. You are exactly where you need to be. Welcome to February 2022. This month will be a relief and a breath of fresh air, my darlings. After a rough last month with a retrograde motion of Mercury, turning direct this month, I feel on the 5th, and Venus, direct now already, the universe is ready to bless us all with progress and movement. I would say, we all deserve it. We're worthy of all love is. February is a month where things that were stuck finally start to move and groove. Granted, this will be most noticeable once we get to mid-month, but we will start to see glimpses of progress in the beginning of the month as well. February wants to reward you of your tenacity and ability to face obstacles with grace and strength. You are a warrior of facing the unknown. Most folks are worn out of the state of the world at the moment. This month wants to grant a wish of faith and perseverance. These channeling times are not in vain. There is light and beauty around the corner, and that is where we will begin the forecast. just talking again about the new moon in Aquarius, which we had yesterday. Those energies are definitely still incoming. It's this little conflict between the new beginnings and dissolving of old control traumas, old control patterns even. And the whole month of February, she's going more into depth with like, certain days. But the whole month of February is like the ending, the coming out of the dark, the winter phase, at least where we are at.
I feel so.
And coming into the spring, like you can feel the growth, you can feel the movement coming in, and yet we just moved out of Chinky 19 yesterday into Chinky 13, I feel. Double check that for you. Yes, Chinky 13. And it's so beautiful because it's a lot about what came through yesterday intensely, which is listening, discerning, and then gathering the empathy to move forward, being able to feel what's going on. So yesterday we talked a lot about just this space of void, 0 point energy. It's a lot like this soil, nourishing soil, where we plant the seeds now that will grow tomorrow. And that is, I feel, the big theme for February.
Well, yeah, it's the big theme in general, and like I know I read something that had said something to the effect of that. There are gardeners, so that's when they start planting is now. And we need to realize, and we haven't said it yet, is Happy New Year, Happy Water Tiger, Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, just happened. Awesome energy. We had a little party going on here, and I felt really guided to appreciate it. We're in a very significant time, and everything's shifting, changing, blah blah blah. You know how it goes. Nevertheless, what a beautiful new year, and what does that really mean? That's the start of new beginnings. So of course we're going to start to plan out our garden. Really, the way that people used to do it is that they would leave the seeds in the ground over winter so that once the snow melted, then the seeds would automatically be getting their ping to start growing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they used to do it. And, I feel that we still do that in many ways. There's things under the surface that you kind of forgot about, that can be really positive, that can really be fruitful. And that's why you have to interact with the people around you. Why are the people that are with you in your life? And what's the purpose? What's the reason? What's it showing you? Because, another part to it all is that if you keep on running away from something that's happening, it's just going to keep happening. And, I'm so grateful to say stuff like this because it just came back to me that my mom would always tell me that your problems are always going to follow you. Your problems are in your suitcase, and wherever you travel to, wherever you go, you're going to have to unpack that. And it's just kind of hitting me right now because that's a big one. That's a big one because we always want to run away from things and be like, I don't want to deal with this anymore, blah, 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 blah. Why are you dealing with it in the first place? And why is that in your life? Why is that in your experience? You have a lesson to learn. If there's something that you're not happy with, that doesn't bring you joy, then you got to do something. And the only thing you can do is change yourself. You cannot change anyone else.
Breaking out of Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. Happy Groundhog Day. Shit, I never got the Groundhog Day videos synced up.
But please share for the movie itself.
There's so much. Oh my God. So, that's a great point because it barrels completely into what I was talking about. Thank you. And so we have the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. Shout out to Bill. We love you. And 80s movie, right? The Groundhog, because this is all in Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
It happens in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's set in Puxatawny.
That's very
Phil
funny.
is that's like a Philadelphia, near I don't feel it's near Philadelphia. I forget. So Pennsylvania is massive, and I never really got to see all of it. So anyway, so Groundhog Day, Bill Murray's kind of an ass. he's kind of self-centered. He's self-important. You know, he's the guy on the camera. He's the news anchor, right? He's the one getting in front of the camera. Everyone else with him who's filming the, you know, Groundhog and his, you know, is his shot going to be there or not? You know, they're not on camera. So he's kind of like Big Cheese. And so the next thing you know, he can't, like, the day doesn't continue. It's just Groundhog Day. Literally, he wakes up the same day over and over and over again, and he's the only...
Does that sound familiar?
I mean, and he goes nuts because he's the only one that realizes it.
Oh, no.
And, you know, at first, he is very gluttonous. You know, he's very sadistic. He just does things that... He's like, I can't die, so I'll just eat a whole table full of food. I'll just drive this truck into... I'll just start driving like crazy and drive it into a fucking train. You know, and that's the crazy shit he does. And so he realizes that isn't going to work. So, okay, so he's being too selfish. So he's on one side of the coin. So then he goes to the other side of the coin and he starts helping everyone because it's the same day, every day. So he knows what's going to happen. He knows that this person's going to, you know, almost get hit by a car. He knows that this person, you know, needs help across the street, blah, blah, blah. So he does everything he can. He times it out perfectly. He's running around like crazy. He doesn't like it. He's not happy. He's like, but I feel I have to do this.
He kind of knows what's coming, too, because he's been, like, so...
Yes. So it's
right?
nothing new to him. And, like, there's, like, one scene where he, like, always keeps pulling a child, like, from getting hit by a car. And he's like, you never thank me! You know, so...
Oh,
okay.
no.
So there's a woman who he's working with, and she's kind of, like, trying to get him, like, you see this, like, every couple of days that the same day keeps happening, she's talking to him about his actions and how he should change and how it's not healthy and blah, 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 blah. And he kind of screws her off a couple of times, but then eventually he gets it. He has a moment with her. I forget exactly, but he has a moment and he's like, oh, I love this woman. And then he ends up having a beautiful day with her. And he just enjoys his day with her. He just has fun. Snowman, it's the first time in the movie where you see completely new types of scenes. Every other scene was like the same.
He chose to like he himself chose to change his activity and his state.
Yes, and I feel the biggest thing.
Joy.
Yes, joy, and I feel the other end of the coin is just the coin. Is that he went from Mr. Big Giant Selfish. Look, see, there's a clock. Everyone out there knows clocks that have the I forget the pendulum. You know, and so he went selfish, then he went completely selfless, and neither of them were the answer. Neither of them. Mm-hmm. So do everything for myself? No. Do everything for everyone else? No. Do what love does. Just be love. Right, Just create more joy. Instead of focusing on all the problems and trying to fix them, stop taking away people's experiences. Let them have their experience. Let them go through the lesson. Because if you have already learned the lesson that life is about enjoying it, you go enjoy it. Stop trying. I always have said things like that. Don't get in the car with that person who's going to get into the accident and then get into the accident with the person in the car and then now you're both in the accident and neither of you are any help. Whereas if you get out of the car and create your own path, by the time that you walk to that same direction that person drove in and then the accident happened, now you're available to help. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to get hurt too, because then you can't do shit for anyone or yourself. And again, it goes back to the current astrology that's talking about loving yourself more and having a real positive perspective on you. Patience. I don't care how old you are. You can always change your life. And if you need help, there's other people to help you. If you require a certain level of skill set or knowledge or to, get that ability that you'd like to shift into career-wise or hobby-wise or whatever, go learn. Go invest in yourself. The best investment you can make is in yourself. If you're someone who's young and who's whatever and listening to this, invest in yourself. Invest in your wisdom. Invest in your knowledge. Invest in your love. Invest in taking care of your vessel and thus others. Not yours and others, but because you take care of yourself, you are able to care for others. Otherwise, it's bullshit. You're lying to yourself if you're not.
That's so true.
Thank you.
And that last point, even, then you're lying to yourself. That's a big one to really step out of any denial and into full truth and transparency and honesty with yourself. And yesterday, for example, I hit my hand twice, and it hurts a little bit. It's the right hand, the giving, and it's in moments where we, for example, like for me especially, like I do things because I see it and it bothers me, and I just want it gone, and I change it, and I overdo a lot. I overgive a lot with those things, and hit my hand. Meanwhile, it's a difference if I'll see something and I'm like, oh yes, like that will bring me really joy to make it look grander, or to to clean it up or whatever. Like this morning with all the snow, and I was so freaking excited. Like I remember when I was 6 and 7 years old, my dad would always like wake me up early and bring me outside to shovel snow. It was so much fun. And this morning I went out with the dogs and shoveled snow and had joy with it. It felt like playing in the snow. And it can be the same action, but if you do it and you go outside and you're like, oh man, it's freaking cold and I have to do this now, so it's the energy that's important. It's the energy that you emanate in the moments that you do something or you simply be, and really feeling into the joy and the gratitude of being alive. Like in those moments, like I said, in the big scheme of it, heck freaking yeah, we're so ascending. It's like so much going on. If you look at the truckers, not only in Canada but on the freaking entire globe, are moving. There's such a big movement with the energies of unity and freedom. I love it. I'm every day just really, really amazed. And that's what we have to simply focus on too, like really finding those beautiful things and realizing, angels just ping me, realizing when you have too much of this lower energy input. Like you can go out there and research all day long about the reptilians and about this and that and what they all did.
Good
and
luck.
like
I did
you
that.
dive down a rabbit hole.
You won't like it.
At the end of the day, like
that's what
we'll have to come to just acceptance and switching. Even we can't even be in war with the cabal. Like Mom even said, forgive them.
Yep.
Forgive them. That's how unconditional that forgiveness is.
Get over it.
That brings peace.
Like just get over it. I feel a lot of people, as they're waking up or after they've woken up, there's like this typical storyline because you're just mad. Like there's a lot of people who are just mad about it. And you're never going to ascend by being mad about anything, or anyone, or any place. So you have to realize that the darkness was put into their own cage of their own choosing and their own demise, and through that they've done these things inside the little cage because they had nothing else to do. And they're just crying out to be let out of their cage. That's what I feel like most people don't recognize, is that on an etheric level, the darkness just wants out of their cage. And that's not an over-exaggeration. There's a literal thing. I truly feel that there are people that go on the other side and live in cages, because what has happened is that everyone's so attached to that notion of like 4D and the astral realm, and that astral realm became kind of like a waiting room for everyone, and you never got to see the doctor. And you just went back out, and nothing ever changed. And so that's why a lot of people came back down over and over again, pretty fucked up. Pretty like, why do I feel this way? Why is this happening to me? What's going on? And it really comes back to, as much as I don't want to say it, it's got to be said, your past lives. You have past lives with unresolved karmic issues or debts or blockages or darkness. You are the fucking cabal.
Or even simply experiences you went through.
Right, and you were in the fucking cabal. Everyone has participated in the darkness, period, and a story. That was the point of coming down here in the first place.
Right.
Was to be it, and then go, I love you though. Oh, because I did it. I get it now. Thank you. I love you more now than ever. I understand. I understand. So when denying that piece of you, you're literally denying a piece of your soul growth. Because while dark, whatever, it's unknown. You don't know, right? And I feel that everything's getting changed. And the people that leave now, pass on to the other side, they don't have to experience that waiting room anymore. waiting room has been destroyed. And then now it's directly onto the doctor and back to the medical examination room of the starships, and I'm just say again.
Full healing up there.
Full healing.
It's funny because like I can literally see how they, ego means edging God out. So that's what they did. They cut out, even in this astral realm, 4D space, they cut out the connection to God, and they were, used it to hijack. That's where you go when you, are in this really meditative states. And for example, the like lucid dreams and stuff, and many people experience, and it came through the past couple of days a lot, where people experience like lower entities or lower energies, and that's because this realm was so hijacked. It wasn't that bridge anymore to really go to God. It was just like you said, this waiting room, and then you'll go back down and you're like, why the heck do I feel that way? And it's coming now to the flip where we really empower us to, no matter what it is, like, don't run away anymore. Like, I love what you said, like, there is a part within all of us that had served the darkness. We can't deny that we came here and were incarnated here and grew up in a society of taking and making sure you got enough yourself and all kind of stuff. And I feel it's really coming back to, how do you envision your greatest, grandest version of love, your soul as an angel, your warrior of the light? Like, how do you feel about that? And in the Astro Mama article I read, there were many beautiful divine traits. Tenacity, you have the tenacity to get through it. And beings that are out there and are like, I don't have no ego, I'm not programmed, I don't have no holes in my brain. Yes, you do. And as long as you deny it, it will be there. But if you turn around and look at it, and there's a beautiful graphic I want to throw out, it will dissolve. So we always say fear means false evidence appearing real. And in this graphic, they put out 2 other meanings. One of them is forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours.
Huh?
And that's literally where we're at. Fear. Either you obey to the fear and you run, you don't look at it, and then it will persist, or you turn around, you face it, and you raise. Because that's what we're here for, to transmute those energies.
What's up?
Yay.
Let's do it. Let's do it. T made a good comment. Men of night serve her light.
Yay.
That's the whole thing. Because it comes to that point where you haven't been serving love. You haven't been serving your creator. You haven't been serving your higher self. You've been in lower. You've just been self-serving. You've just been focusing on your wants, needs, and desires. And I feel the energy is, I see a frog in the boiling water, and how the frog, if you slightly increase the water, the frog will just boil up and die.
Oh.
But if you do it fast, it'll realize it and jump out. And
like the moment it touches the hot water, it jumps out.
No.
Oh no. Okay, I don't want to talk about cooking frogs.
No, we know you're triggered by it.
Yeah.
By why I
they don't taste good.
And I have to explain
once.
myself again because it made no sense now. So I find it akin to the boiling water of a frog. So either you turn the boiling water up fast and high, and the frog will jump out because it'll feel the change in temperature so immediately that it will move. And whereas if you slowly turn up the heat, the frog will not move. It won't recognize the temperature change. And I feel that's where a lot of people are at. They're just like not feeling it. They're not feeling what's happening. And it's just undeniable. The energies are raising, okay, and you got to be smarter than that frog and feel, because it's not necessarily just completely turned up. That happens sometimes, but more often than not, it's a slow turning up. And you got to be smarter than that frog. You got to realize you are in hot water. You are in a situation that you're not happy with and that you would like to change. And it's going to keep coming up. So you got to realize that the energy is making you look at it. That was my whole point with that. Is that like the energy is raising, the vibration is raising, and those that are dark are like, please no more. please. And that's a thing to realize, that you have only a certain few people, I feel, that are like, no, we're not going to surrender. We're not going to surrender. Because I feel that most of those, I was just reading that Hillary Clinton, it has, there's so many different things people say about it, and I love them all. But that Hillary's like, she's gone, but she's like, she has like one heartbeat a minute, and she's just like on ice. And like, that's because she died from like eating people, because you get a disease if you eat people, like you get your brain, they found this like in the Amazon or something, like there was some tribes that like ended up being cannibals, and they ended up dying from a particular disease that eats away your brain. So these people are again, their own demise also. It doesn't matter if they want to surrender or not. Their choices are so low, the vibration's so high, they just can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't do anything. And I feel we're going to see something shift in a big way soon.
Right.
I really do.
And it really, like, coming back to what you said in the beginning, it's like not serving self anymore, but also like not serving all those expectations that others put upon you anymore. And, what others might think is right and how you should act and be and do and stuff like that. Even breaking out of that, like no one external is here to control you. Big energies of freedom, as we said. And I would really love to go back to one of the energies of today, the update. This one is from Alex Miles. And I feel it picks up a lot of that too. Talking about the time between February 2nd, 2022 and February 22nd, 2022. We will likely experience a magnitude of emotions. The water's boiling, everybody.
See?
As we ride this extremely rare and powerful energy wave. We are about to go through immense transformation where we will learn more about love, connection, compassion, forgiveness, and communication than ever. Expect the heart to be triggered during this intense phase as we are forced out of our comfort zones and we release a lifetime of stagnant energies, harmful beliefs, and outdated learned behaviors. We are about to confront the shadow side of love and intimacy, and we will be seeing with absolute clarity how we may subconsciously sabotage important soul bonds of all types due to the fear that we are not enough. Our ego is about to be shattered as we realize we have missed out on so many experiences due to false beliefs about ourselves that have kept us stuck repeating the same karmic patterns and painful lessons. Many of us have spent so long trying to be good enough for those around us, we have ended up compromising and suppressing our innate nature. And in many ways, we have forgotten how to be our truest, most authentic self. By the end of the period, we will most certainly be feeling more compassionate, empathetic, sensitive, and unconditionally loving, not just toward others, but also ourselves. This 2 energy is all about rediscovering the divine within, and to attune to this heightened cosmic frequency, we need to reconnect with our essence and discover what it is we truly long for and wish, and why we fail to receive what we most want and need. We're being offered a unique opportunity to channel this energy so that we acknowledge and heal old emotional wounds, find forgiveness within, come to a place of peace with the past, and are able to move into a new, harmonious, and vibrant chapter. Beautiful. Woo!
What up?
Beautiful.
It's all kind of saying the same thing over and over again.
We can see what Mama Creator feels about the 2-2 energies.
That'd be great.
Did find a video recorded on the 2-2 portal,
Wow.
which was 2016. Yes.
I heard
And it's
that.
interesting because the years before, where she didn't had, really a big team, there weren't any recordings for the 2-2 portal. So I do feel that's an indicator on just a intense high energy day with a lot of, just processing
I get
and
it,
integrating and
For sure.
But here we go with 2016. One moment.
Yay!
Let me see.
Woo!
Go there. Awesome.
I'm dancing with the devil, and I love it. Creation, all creation, please help me. Who would do that? It's fucking nuts. Okay, greetings everybody for today's update. Oh my god, I have tears. Oh god, it's been so funny. The past 24 hours I have laughed so hard, tears have been rolling down my cheeks. I've never had this much fun in all of my life. I don't know what's going on with this dance with the devil, but hey, and I love you, Lucifer, very much. Thank you for coming home. Everybody pray for your father. That's wonderful for you to do. So yesterday in the field, we had 2 big shifts that hit. It knocked me for a moment. I started spinning and I was like, whoa. Like spinning as far as like, oh God, what am I supposed to do with this energy? I can safely say I am dancing with the devil and I love it. That's what I wrote.
Wow.
That's funny. I want to share a very fascinating vision. I don't know if I've shared it before on cam or not, but I'll share it again. I had a vision back in November of there's a being energetically I could feel next to me. We were in 2 tubes and going along same speed, basically. And at one point we'd come together and then we'd go back into our tubes and then we'd come back together and we'd go into our tubes. And then the last time we come back together, we come out of this like spout or waterfall. And we land in crystal blue water. And I find it fascinating that Anna Merkaba, where's the message from Anna? Oh, it's here somewhere. By Anna Merkaba, she talks about crystal clear waters. Anyway, we landed in the crystal clear waters. I didn't know who it was. In fact, I blocked out who it was because I did see who it was. And it was 2 weeks ago that the vision came back to me. I was like, oh my God. When I pulled my head up out of the water, it was Lucifer. And we began hugging and kissing and so there's that. And I want to say that we have a witness to me dancing with the devil.
Right.
Thank you for being a witness. How's the experience for you?
It's I'm in wonderment.
Wonder twins.
Yes, activate.
Please,
Yeah.
Lucifer.
It's beautiful. It's very beautiful,
Yes.
and it's refreshing.
Whatever it is, we're just having fun. And it's I've never laughed so much in my life, you guys. It's incredible what's going on. Okay, according to Tiffany, this is a calm day in the etheric realm. I'm not so sure about that for me. Then somebody made a fake awakening session, named themselves Sandy Claus from the North Pole today. I was looking at it yesterday, I'm like, what is this? Oh, you guys have no idea what's going on. I wish I could explain it to you, but if you see it, you see it. All right. Basically, she says, love yourself. Please love yourself like I love you, like RJ loves you, like we all love you, like all of creation love you.
Yes.
Yay! Okay. I don't even, now these messages seem irrelevant. They just get laughter. How about that? Here's the pearl of the day.
Okay.
Number 493 from Archangel Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
It is given. It is decreed. And the day of truth follows. Yes. Love has won. Love prevails. Love does not give up on anybody. Good luck with that. Here's something, Daniel Scranton about the current energies. The game that you have been playing is changing. And that means that a lot of the parts and pieces that you have been playing with are no longer going to be useful. So whatever it is that you are experiencing now, recognize that you are making room for something more. And do not worry about what you are leaving behind in the process. You are becoming, and what you are becoming doesn't need anything. So surrender.
Woo.
Everybody, especially Lucifer. Especially the devil. Whoever that is. So surrender it all willingly and ride the wave of new energies in joy, laughter, in freedom, and in bliss. I am Kuan Yin, and I hold you in my heart. That's beautiful.
Yes.
So I'm doing a special prayer for Lucifer's awakening home into the light. My King of love, everywhere present. We're grand beings together. Okay, where's this one prayer?
Oh, and by the way, the devil is the ego.
Huh.
Okay, let's just hear. Okay, the transformative and collective consciousness has begun unfurling in your reality full force. The transmutation and deliberate invocation of the inevitable.
Inevitable.
No, it's innovative.
Oh,
I can't
that's
say
rude.
word
Okay.
anymore. Just be love. You know what? That is the message here.
Create love everywhere.
Be love everywhere.
Yes.
Speak love.
Yeah.
Be the example of love everywhere present. Be in service to yourself and others.
Yeah.
Loving kindness acts,
Yes.
compassion for what others are going through, which we have deep compassion, and it's actually, you know, it's very healing what's happening right now, whatever it is, because the laughter is continuous. I'm like having like deep laughter, everybody, like deep.
Like wake up in the morning, deep laughter.
Yeah, like that kind. Fascinating.
Yeah.
I haven't been getting many visions or dreams lately. That's kind of weird for me because I always get visions and dreams. You know, I always get magical synchronistic events and the dings and the yoo-hoos and the 1, 2, 3, 4. So everybody, that's what you get to experience when you wake up. We love you very much. Is there anything else here, angels, would you like me to share? So, Sandra Walter had a really good one out. It's up on our lovehasone.org called the Solar Christ Grids. That was really good. This one was Anna Markova, Message to the Ground Crew, that I just started to read. Just think about how everything is changing. We had that one. Oh, Higher Octaves of the Day's Energies. Independence, energetic, laser-like focus, precision, unburdened, fulfilled desires.
Wow.
You know, that laughter, the laughter I'm getting is like orgasms. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Getting to the next level. Look at your face. Speaking up, divine inspiration, miracles. Yes, the greatest miracle of all is Father of Creation's awakening. Self-sufficiency, doing something new and easier way. So, there we go. All right. Sabian symbol is a hidden choir singing during a religious service. Music of the spheres, everybody. So grand. We've got birth, which I have all in the tarot card reading. Today was all about birth and new beginnings and true love and dreams coming true, and it's all exciting. I'm so happy. I love you all. Mwah. Okay, so we've got wish,
Woo!
forgiveness, remember, and luck. And love is in charge. Have a beautiful day, everybody. We love you so very much. Thank you for allowing us to be of service to you. And you can book your Ascension sessions down below. Mwah. Love you so much. Don't matter.
Awesome.
That was too funny.
Let me see. Ascension sessions down below. Here is the link incoming. Because yes, we're still here. We're still in service to humanity. You can still book sessions, workshops, all kinds of beautiful things.
I'm like, because everyone does the videos where they're like this, so I'm learning.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, that's that finger that goes over there. So there it is, right there, everyone. Please book your Szechuan.
I love that energy.
Dude,
So
she's
much
awesome. That was the
laughter.
point, you know what I'm saying? Those are just funny things. When you compare your laughter to your orgasms, that's hilarious, and people don't.
I mean, isn't that like?
And she even pointed at the
amazing
guy
thing?
who was doing the video, and,
Right.
she could see how embarrassed he was. So I already know. I already can, she's
Like, oh,
laughing
did
at
she really say that?
Yeah, it's like, okay, and, of course, like, that's the point. It's all joy. It's all joy, and we have, like, constantly been so focused and overly focused on one act to bring us joy. Okay, and we have to realize that laughter is just as joyful as sex. Going out and playing is just as swinging on a swing is just as joyful. It's like we lost that, and then we created this like belief system around like adults going to a playground, and that if you ever see an adult without a child at a playground, that's a creep.
Right, that's so weird.
That's a weird person. It's like maybe you just want to go
yay.
swing. We love going to playgrounds and just swinging.
Bring back the innocence.
So just have fun with life, and that's the joy of it.
We have a hand.
There's a
raised.
hand.
Yes. Love you. How can I meet
Welcome,
you? One moment.
Ellie.
One more. There, you can speak now. If you wanted
like
to
to.
speak.
If you'd like to.
I'm just like, no.
Let us know. Chime on in.
Yes, to be able to laugh so hard and to be so unattached from any worries or fears. You're just present, and you are feeling the lust to life, to live, to thrive, to wanting to be the change, to going out of that stagnation, out of that winter, and know that each one of you have such a big seed for this new earth that we're building, for this heaven on earth that we're trying to bring in, and it all starts within you, within our heart, and from there it can trickle down outward. So love the laughing energies, and I don't
fun.
feel
It's all good. I do want to say something though. We got Mike on YouTube just made a comment in regards to the time period, and simply saying that talking about 1226. It's the 1,226th moon that starts today or yesterday, and until the 1,229th moon, and that brings us to 6/1, so June 1st. And the reason I brought it all up, even though to me that's all very confusing, I get it now. Like that, it's like these are the amount of moons, and like if we use a marker of a particular time start. But nevertheless, I would say that between now and June, it's going to get interesting. It's going to get really interesting. We're really, I can feel that. I have been saying it over and over and over again that, interestingly enough, the energetics around that time, around June, right before, right after, seem to be coming up again. Everything is happening again. I mean, I just got another realization I'll explain later. But nevertheless, you got to realize that everything is a cyclical cycle. That's what I first learned about with Ascension. When I first got to college, I first started learning about things were changing. There was energy. Things weren't as I thought it was. someone had shown me basically a spiral. So it's a spiral that goes inward, and so each cycle is shorter the closer you get to the center. And the big thing that Mother always said was that we're going through that portal. And a big thing that she just discussed on that video was how she, because I know that story. She's told me that story. She's repeated that story many times, and it seems like this was the first time she told the story on camera and really realized what was happening. So from what I understood with that story, she went through a rainbow tube. Sounds like she blocked half of it out and kept realizing it over time. And then so she goes through a rainbow tube, okay? She jumps through a rainbow tube and gets spit out like a water slide, like above, from what I understand. And is spit out into the water, and then she basically witnesses Father rising to the surface and meeting her at the top of the water.
And that's literally like, if you feel into not only the physical, there's a mother and a father God, but what does it mean talking to the energy, the divine masculine energy within each and every one of us is, coming up to the surface to break out of what, we thought it means, masculine energy, feminine energy, but to really come into that balanced flow of surrender and support, of giving and receiving, of self-love and service to others. And I feel like he said, the cameraman, and the devil is the ego, and she was just laughing because
she's like, no shit, no shit. And that's what she kept saying, it was Lucifer, and bringing that up over and over again. But ultimately, when she shared that story, when I met her, it was Father. It wasn't Lucifer. Mm-hmm. So I feel that it's just a process of all of us realizing that yes, you do have the infection. You do have that darkness. You do have that thing that left love to learn more about what love isn't, so that you can truly and honestly know more about what love is. And the whole point is that you raise to the occasion, you rise to the surface, that you get out of the dark depths of your own selfishness, and ultimately lose the weight. Because how do you ascend? How do you get buoyant and float? You have to lose the weight. You have to bring more air, right? How do you honestly float? You really got to hold your breath and allow all of that extra air to, be inside of you, and that makes you more buoyant. And it all comes back to that. It's all about those elements. They're all interconnected. Talking about ascending the mountain, the air gets thinner. You're underwater, there is no air. There is, but you just haven't, right? You haven't learned how to breathe it. You can. If a fish can do it with a brain this size, how the fuck on God's green earth do we have a brain this size? A basket, I don't even know, a cantaloupe, okay, versus a peanut or a walnut, and we can't breathe underwater, So what's that deal? Why don't we have our superpowers yet? Where's the superpowers?
Right.
Gotta get over the ego first.
And if
it's holding you back.
Exactly.
From being
the ego is literally etching God out, which means etching out all that magic, etching out all that awareness that we have been mermaids, that we have been able to swim underwater and breathe. And I don't know how, when I grew up, that's what I played, was what I imagined, going to the pools, which in the summertime we did almost every day. And I imagined being that dolphin, being that mermaid, and being able to stay underwater and do cool flips and just play and have joy. And my grandmother always said, when you can imagine it, it can be true. So no matter how crazy people judge you, and I'm a person, I'm absolute fan of, rainbows and unicorns and that kind of magic to come in, but not in a childish way, but in a childlike wonder way, just knowing that there is more truth out there and more creation of what we can perceive right now. And while Mom was talking, I was highly guided to grab the Starseed Oracle deck, and I just tapped into guidance for the collective and where we're at and where we're heading. And the first card that jumped out was the Activated Earth. Activated Earth, it's talking about power places, ley lines, trust where you are led. And the first thing that came back to me again were all those truckers. No matter where they are divinely guided on where to go. They're led by their heart of where to go, and they are driving on those energy lines. And the card itself is talking about how, you know, the earth does have this grid of light, this grid of energy, and no matter where you are connected with the all. You're connected with that energy grid, and you are placed exactly where you're supposed to be. Trust, and in the moment you trust and you don't try to, you know, run somewhere else and where should I go, what should I do, you'll find more stillness and you can come back more to your true self. Activated earth, I hear, allow the energies to activate you. And remember, that's the next card. It says I remember. You can see this galactic being and the well, talking about our soul plan and the fated life versus the destiny life. And it's all about like how we live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. So we become, you know, all this opportunity in life come to us, and it feels sometimes like there's a fate and there's a narrative we have to follow. You know, there's this path set up for us. I don't know, even like, you know, most 3D, school, college, doctor, family, picket white fence, nice house. And then there's, you know, a bigger destiny for you. There's a bigger soul mission. And the card is talking about really allowing yourself to break out of anything that you believe your life has to look like, or, you know, oh, because of my ancestors, my genes, my DNA, this is how my life's gonna be. Break out of it and surrender to the bigger destiny that only God and you know.
And, you know, I just want to have a lot of compassion for everyone when it comes to breaking out of the ancestral timeline. We do have to get out of that so that we can get out of the tribal mentality. If you realize that basically it all comes down to tribalism, right? We're just little factions of people who are technically, you know, family by blood and also by, you know, just interacting, stick together, then they end up fighting in other groups that's exactly like them. So, you know, there's these habits and behaviors that have been passed down through your parents. You know, let's get simpler. Let's get more biological with this. Simply put, the people that they are born from, they become, and then a piece of themselves. So what you got to do is break out of the cycle of just like staying in it, you know, like you're just going to stay with the same people, you're just going to do the same thing, you're going to learn from the same types of ideas and belief systems. And, you know, this goes back to things like what Robert Kiyosaki talks about, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and how essentially the book is saying that you come from a poor family, you're probably going to continue to be poor, even if you do very well, you know, you're still going to have this basically a mindset that's going to continue to keep you in poverty. Whereas if you are rich and you like basically screw up everything, you come from a belief system that you'll always have it, so then therefore you do. And that's why I feel it's interesting to watch how not, you know, people are always like, well, how do people that are just not in their heart, you know, they're not good people do so well in life? And it's that...
But do they really?
I feel it's been the Luciferian free will experiment where you can choose anything. You can be a person that's a grand human being and have nothing, and you can be a horrible person and you can have, you know, physically everything. And that, you know, you're still devoid. You know, that person may have a lot of, you know, inner, you know, being, but they really don't have enough resources to function. Whereas the other one does, yet inside they're just a mess. You know, and so I really feel that it comes back to, I don't know.
What about back to harmony and balance?
Ooh.
Where we're all gonna have equally
That's
resources and potential to grow.
Yes.
It's the messenger coming in with serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. That's funny. You are part of the lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetimes to the upliftment of the planet, to returning time and again to seed the light. The crystalline ones, the ones who are here to plant the sacredness of life back in, to honor both the sacred and feminine, the sacred feminine and masculine, to usher deep reverence back in. Many ascended masters are thought to be connected energy of Sirius, You're being called to bring about this balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine, to be a guardian of harmony and balance on Earth. What a beautiful, just coming full circle back again, all about the balance, feminine and masculine within.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, bye. That's
it. I'm all about balanced harmonics, everyone. See you later. Look for the t-shirt drop and the single. I love balanced harmonics. I'm all about balanced harmonics.
Nice. We do have still, it just started yesterday, a wonderful sale going on over there.
That's over
Yep.
here. Here.
25% off of the entire store. All the products that you can find there. The only thing excluded is the healing chamber kit, which is multiple of those generators. Everything else, all the healing products, candles, anything you can find, 25% with the code LOVE. We do have today on 22 Portal our big general portal council
We just
meeting.
counsel on portals.
New Earth transitionary government. What is there better to do on a day like that than coming together in unity from all across the globe and just laying those energies, intentions, and foundations for New Earth. And wherever you are, you can do it too. You can choose love, choose your greatest version, and be open for change. So much energy.
And it's just a beautiful thing with the transitory government. Call it whatever you will. I feel it's all about us transitioning out of people being in mind control. That's the whole point. It's kind of like a detox, because it really is just getting together and empowering ourselves with the wisdom and the experience that we all have as one being, and sharing that, and then going back out and doing what we can to continue to cut the ties that bind, to end the feeding of the fear of the Matrix. And so it's really important to involve yourself with moving forward, gathering, and this is where we're at right now as the transitory government, along with the crystal schools, which again are 50% off the whole year.
Yay.
So that 2022, it's the time to invest in yourself. Go for the crystal schools, adult, child, in between, doesn't matter. You're going to learn something. And let us know what you'd like to see once you get into the whole cycle of it, and we can always provide more with that too, because it's always evolving. That's what we're doing.
It's a co-creation, always evolving, always growing, and always ascending. No matter what, you're loved. You're worthy of all love is. As the snow falls,
it's still going out there.
We love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Have a grand and wonderful portal day. And we will be back in divine timing.
Yeah, someone, somewhere, somehow. Like I say all the time, hit that notification button, subscribe, make sure that bell is on always for heart. A new video coming out, so you stay on top of everything, because you never know when we're going to go live. You never know when there's going to be nuggets. So just keep on coming back. You can always just throw it on in the background and just do your thing and listen. But being there in the moment while we're live is everything. It just makes more and more and more. Just like those mass meditations, we're here to get back into the heart and share it all.
Awesome. So thank you all for being present, for being in your heart, for participating. Thank you all who's going to catch up on the recording or the live stream later. We love you.
Woo!
5,
6,
7,
8.
Mama, 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 mama. Hey, love as one. Mama, 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 mama. Hey, love as one. Woo! Joy, rain.